Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini over at GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This week I have started another new game. I know, right? But I got my review copy of Captain Toad Treasure Trackers, which I will talk about more next week, because I haven't really played too much of it yet. I just played like the first handful of stages. It's super adorable, and very enjoyable so far, but I didn't play a whole lot of it because at the same time this past weekend, Microsoft decided to celebrate the first anniversary of the Xbox One. I can't believe it's been out a whole year already, but they decided to celebrate it by giving everybody 24 hours free access to play the entire game of Sunset Overdrive. And I was curious about this game. Everybody's, it's been getting some rave reviews, to other people not so much, but I know people who really like it, and I thought, alright, I'll give it a try. I mean, it's free, well, why not? You get a whole day, so it's like better than a demo, because you can actually play a few different, missions, instead of just the one that they give you in the demo, or whatever. Unfortunately, I came home Friday night, and I got home around 10 or so, and I tried to download it, and I was playing Lego Batman in the background, and it just didn't go very quickly at all. And I got to about 9%, and I said, you know what, forget it. I'll just go to bed, and when I wake up tomorrow, it'll have finished. And I'll just play it on Saturday. Unfortunately, when I woke up, it was still at 9%. So I thought that the Xbox and the PlayStation downloaded in the background while they were off. But I guess not? I don't know. I can't quite figure out how the Xbox One does its updates. So basically I had to just leave it on all afternoon, and then eventually after I did other things and I had my, I did my laundry or whatever, and then I was like, okay, let me check again. And when I could check again, it was at 50%, so I could start it. And I played Sunset Overdrive for about an hour or so, which was basically enough to make me realize that it's not really my bag. Which is good, because, then I don't waste my money on it. So it's too hyperkinetic, and it's not my kind of game. Like, you have to constantly be moving. You're grinding, you're jumping, you're swinging, you're just always moving while you're attacking the enemies, and I find it kind of difficult to do that and aim very well. And I also, the way I play games, like shooters and stuff, I'm very cautious and careful. I like to explore everything, find different angles where I can attack from that might be better, that sort of thing. And just here you just have to keep moving, and I couldn't do it. It's why I don't like Sonic, because Sonic is just it's too fast, and I'm like, no, I've got to stop and think about what I'm about to do. So, enjoy Sunset Overdrive. I did not really. It was okay, but it's not anything that I'm going to go now and spend the $60 on. In a year or two, if they make it the Game with Gold for free, I might try it again, but probably not. I don't know. But it was an interesting way for them to celebrate by giving everybody a free game that you couldn't really download. Thank God that you can start the games before they finish downloading, because if I had to wait until it reached 100%, it probably would have been at like 8:45, and then it would turn off at 9. So I would have had a good 5 or 10 minutes of actual game playing. Anyway, the other big news this past week is that there were a whole slew of massive major game releases, none of which I actually cared about. I know, right? So, first up, you had Grand Theft Auto 5 was released on the current gen systems, the Xbox One and the PS4. And I actually looked at some footage of the first-person view that they've added to GTA 5, and I thought, oh, that's so cool, because, I love a first-person view. It's so much more immersive than any other way to play a game. It's my favorite way. So, I was like, ooh, first-person Grand Theft Auto, that's awesome! And then I remembered, oh, but it's Grand Theft Auto. And I am kind of over it as a series. The killing, and the stealing, and the drugs, and the violence, and it's just... I'm not into that anymore. I prefer to play a good guy. and I don't like having to do horrible things. So, I mean, if given a choice in a game, I always will take the good choices and become a heroic character. I never take the evil choices to become the bad guy character. It's boring, I know. What are you going to do? I just instinctively don't like to do the bad things. So the Grand Theft Auto series is kind of over for me right now. I'm just, like, over it. So, not into that, even with first-person view. The other game that came out this week, which basically I think everyone I know is playing this now, is Dragon Age Inquisition. And as much as I love a good RPG, and I do love BioWare, I don't like the Dragon Age series. I tried Dragon Age Origins years ago. I found it was after the second one came out. I found the first one in GameStop for like under $10, and I thought, you know what, everybody raves about this series, I've never tried it, never gotten around to it, let me give it a shot. So I tried it, and I did not like it. It was mostly just, you know, the gameplay and the battle system. It was too much like a strategy game, and I just didn't feel like it wasn't immersive, and I didn't feel like I was doing anything. Like, you're pushing buttons, and then you have to wait for things to happen, and I'm just like, no, I don't like this. And I hear that the second game was actually more of an action RPG. So maybe I should have played that one. I don't know, I'd have a different opinion, and I'd be all over Dragon Age Inquisition right now. But I have heard people say that Dragon Age Inquisition basically takes the best of the first two games and makes an amazing game. The problem is that I would like, it's the kind of thing like Sunset Overdrive, I'd like to play a demo of it to see if the gameplay is really worth me spending $60 on. Because I didn't mind spending like, you know, $7 or $8 on Origins, and then, you know, only playing it for a few hours and then going, yeah, this is not for me. I feel like I kind of got my money's worth. I didn't waste too much money on that. If I spent $60 on a game and then I only play it for a few hours, that sucks. Then there's Nintendo's releases, which was ridiculous because they ended up having a triple launch event at Nintendo World in New York City because they were launching Smash on the Wii U, the Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire remakes, and the Amiibos. So I went there, and naturally, as with all Nintendo launches, the line stretched all the way around the block, and it was kind of ridiculous. And they were actually going to stay open for 24 hours from 9 p.m. on Thursday night until 9 p.m. on Friday night, so that you could have gone at like 3 in the morning and purchased Smash Brothers at Nintendo World at 3 in the morning. And Friday, you know, or before Friday, and then maybe there wouldn't be a line at 3 in the morning. I actually have a friend who said that he went at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and that they only had to wait like 15 minutes, but they got to wait inside, which is good because it was freezing cold. The guy who was first in line at Nintendo World said that he lined up starting Tuesday at 4 p.m. for the Thursday at 9 p.m. launch start. So he was there for over 2 days. And that is insane, because basically, if you don't live in New York, you don't realize this, but those 2 days were like 30 degrees, 25 degrees. It was insanely cold for a couple of days. We had this really weird cold snap. So that's brutal, and I feel bad for him. But he was in line for Pokemon, not Smash. As I went through the line, I asked kind of casually, I was like, who's in here for Pokemon and who's for Smash? And some people were both. But it seemed to me in my unscientific, informal polling that there were a lot of people there for the Pokemon remake and not as much for the Smash game. But he waited in line all that time to be the first person to buy this game, which is, okay, whatever. They were also giving away swag. They had some Pokemon swag and some Smash swag, some pins, and the championship belt, which is really cute. So after you bought your game, you could go over and pick up a little swag. And Mario was there on hand to greet everyone. Luckily, nobody tried to challenge him to a Smash battle. Unfortunately, I'm over Pokemon, so I don't care about Pokemon. I tried Pokemon Y when that came out, thinking maybe the 3D will do something different with the 3D graphics will be more interesting, but it was still basically the same game, so I was not into it, and I'm kind of over Pokemon. Because it's pretty much the same game every time. and I'm like, meh. They also overcomplicated Pokemon by adding in like breeding and like feeding them the vitamins and the mini games to train them and stuff, and I'm like, no. That's too much. And I don't care about Smash, because I just never really got into Smash. However, I will say, you're definitely going to want to come back next time, because next time is my 200th video podcast, and I'm doing a very special one where my friends are going to come over and they're going to bring Smash, and they're going to try to convince me that Smash is awesome, and you're going to watch me attempt to play Smash and decide whether or not it actually is awesome. And maybe I'll be able to use this, my little villager amiibo that I bought, which I don't have any games that he works with, but it's Animal Crossing, so I had to have it. So, come back next time and see what I think. And I hope you're enjoying all of your new game releases, that I'm sure you're playing all of these new games. So, see you next week, and I will go because this is getting really, really long now. Bye!